Once upon a time, there was a dumb piece of shit faggot loser. And this piece of shit was just a caterpillar who wanted to evolve into a butterfly. But every time, never got his chance. Therefore, there was so much pent-up rage inside of him, and unchecked emotions that he became unstable and unfitting for a social setting. This made the dumb piece of shit loser so confused and conflicted with life and how it's treated him. But he only blamed himself for it, which is reasonable. And one morning, the piece of shit faggot woke up, took a walk outside, and encountered a hallucinatory figure on the way there. They were a nameless, genderless figure, but nonetheless, they told this piece of shit faggot that if they didn't become a butterfly soon, then it would be too late, and they would be left the rest of their life with misery, regret, in a constant state of looking back on the past and staying in this premature, unevolved state. But the piece of shit faggot refused to believe anything the figure said and just passed it off as, "Oh, I must be dreaming. Somebody fucking pinch me, for God's sake," and continued with his walk. And after that, the piece of shit faggot went back home, got into bed, and tried to sleep. But then his ears started ringing, and his mouth was dry, and he started crying blood. And then the figure came back. And the figure said, "How many times do I have to warn you? You're not listening to me. You don't take care of yourself enough. I need you to take care of yourself for me. But you never do. You've done this to yourself. You don't deserve the title of a butterfly. You will never be one. Then the faggot split into two. Two parts. Both completely different people. But somehow people that lived rent-free, controlling, fighting against each other inside the faggot's head. And they split into two physical beings and tried fighting each other. It ultimately ended in a stalemate where they were stuck with each other. They didn't get along well at all. So it was a rough time. Because now, instead of one being conflicted with themselves, it was two. Double the pent-up emotions. Each day they fought, trying to kill each other. Waking up with both of their hands wrapped around their necks, trying to strangle each other to death. One of them being completely justified in the act of doing so, because the other was the part getting in their way of becoming a butterfly. And it just went on like that. Constant bickering. Just constant fighting for months, years, centuries. The faggot, who is now two beings, has watched everyone around them die, and before dying, grown to resent them. So they were left with no one for so long. They were stuck with each other. And all those pent-up emotions and sick thoughts and depravity had built up. And it had built up so much to the point where they didn't even care about fighting anymore. This resulted in them finally deciding, hey, let's be civil and get along. This didn't last long, because only a few days later, they were back at their usual shit. And eventually, they decided to form a suicide pact, in which instead of trying to eliminate one part of them, they would just eliminate themselves completely. The attempt was a fail, which resulted in the hallucinatory being to come back. But they didn't say anything. They just stood between them, watching them in silence as they regressed further. They tried the suicide pact thing again, and it wasn't successful. They tried again. It was never successful. and the hallucinatory being just stood there, not stopping them from anything, just observing. Then one day, the two parts of the faggot reformed, but something was different. The hallucinatory being was now a part of the faggot, which just caused more tension, resulting in more emotional instability and more shit. But regardless, the faggot, had a rebirth. It was given another chance to become a butterfly. But it decided, I'm fine living as a caterpillar. The only thing that invalidated that statement was the hallucinatory being who kept on fighting against, but it was already too late. But at least now, inside the faggot, there was two beings that wanted to get rid of the other for good. But it was hopeless. It was futile. Just constant stalemate and deadlock. Trial and error. Then one day, the faggot split again. But then, they all noticed the hallucinatory being was gone. And now they were stuck to fend for themselves. And it was only them, so there was nothing to do really but argue, kill each other. Centuries later, the faggot was rotten and couldn't discern what part of them was in control. There was a power imbalance that couldn't be discerned. And at that point, there was no individual components. It was one being, finally a butterfly, finally evolved into the next stage. But then, the faggot reached into the medicine cabinet, got a random bottle, downed the whole thing down their throat, and killed themselves. Finally a butterfly, but too late for anything.